Hi everybody, welcome to Paneger watches. This is my first video. I've built a few watches before this one, but this is the first one that I've actually branded with a designed logo pre-printed on the dial. This is obviously going to be an Omega Speedmaster homage or tribute. First step here is to remove the bracelet, get the back off. This is a VK63 Myota movement. It's a chronograph, has some subdials on it. So you put this dial on the front, then you're going to put the crown on the stem, insert the stem here. This is a stand that I bought for an NH35 Seiko movement, but I'm trying to use it as a makeshift stand for this movement. Just a little trial and error getting the hands put together here. Gotta choose the right end. I've got different size openings to fit over the hour hand, the minute hand. One key of this, when you set those 12 o'clocks, this has a date window. So the date window, basically you have to advance the whole clock around to midnight, flip that day to the new date, and then that's where you're going to set the hands and the hour right on 12 o'clock. Moving along here, you see that I'm putting on the second hand in the lower middle at the 6 o'clock position. There's a 24 hour at the 3 o'clock position. I'm just going to make sure you keep your dial very clean. And again, cleaning up the dial, a few smudges. And as we get to this stage, we're getting ready to put this thing together with the case. And there's a spacer that comes with these. Fits your movement to the case, specific case size that you bought. And being my first not my first watch build, but all of these are sort of a new experience. I actually found out mid-build that I bought the wrong case, so a bit of a fail here. And I had to go back online, order the right case. So 10 days later, we've got the right case. So we're gonna resume the build here, where you see I'm sort of really ready to go once I got this case in the mail. The movement, the hands, the dial, been running for 10 days sitting in a plastic case, but now that we've got everything right, you know, a millimeter will make all the difference when you read the specs online. So to clean the inside of that, trim this out, and voila, this thing, well, I'd like to say fit like a champ, but it took a little forcing of this spacer to get around the movement right, get it placed in there. But I think maybe my most nerve-wracking part of builds is actually measuring the stem length. There's lots of videos online on how to do this, but it's a little harrowing. You've got to use some calipers, measure the space in between the stem and where it mounts or gets to the spring point. So things with a push down crown have a spring in the crown. So you've got to do some measuring to figure out how to leave that gap to get it there. Luckily on this build, I was one and done. It was very nice. Putting some Loctite on the back of that. I'm gonna make sure that stem's always gonna be locked in with that crown. So I'm gonna take everything apart, clean everything, and you know, I got to the end of this and I just did not like where the sweep hand was landing when you reset the chronograph. So I decided while I had everything apart, take that hand back off and remount that to the sweep hand. And I think in doing so, I lost one of the other, the 24-hour hand, so I had to sweep everything back around to midnight. Another shot at that, mount that at the 12 o'clock position for the 24-hour sub-dial. And again, just making sure we're all got full operation of the chronograph. Q-tip there to clean off any smudges. So we're ready for final assembly. Moving everything along here. Next step is going to be to, there's a rubber gasket with these to get your waterproof, water-resistant seal. And there's some grease that you have there to sort of lube that ring, put that in. We're getting the back put on here. The watch is sealed up at this point. And really, last step is to put the tachometer dial on here. There's a lot of different type dials in these watches, different tool watches. This is for racing and timing things, like a stopwatch. Hey, we're gonna put the bracelet back on here. And what I will say, this bracelet did have some challenges in terms of difficult push pins, getting them in and out. And there we go. That's your finished product, and this is a very exciting project for me. My dream watch in terms of a high dollar watch, and someday I'll get there, is the Omega Speedmaster. A lot of people like Rolex, and I like them too, but if I'm going to throw a dart at the board, this is definitely the watch that I sort of dream about and aspire to, and we'll get there one of these days. But this is a beautiful watch. I love the quality of these tribute watches and homage watches, however you want to put it. Lots of options out there, but this is really a gorgeous watch, and I'm pleased. I like to do a little graphic design on the side, and this is a brand that I came up with, the idea and the meaning of what that is. Paneger. It's a name that I formed from the word panegyric, Greek for meaning to give formal or elaborate praise to someone or something, or to pay tribute. So that's what I've started here. It's not completely unique, but a good way to get into a new hobby of picking out various watch parts and doing some design. I'll be doing this as well as commenting on other things in the watch community, mixing this with some of my other interests like making music and appreciating cars. So you can catch me on Instagram and Facebook. I hope that you like this first video and hope that you will also look for more content moving forward. Thanks for watching.